Hey fish friends, so here's a small video that I'm making. um, the fish are all out. I fed them recently. So I noticed at Petco they were having the 50% off or $1 per gallon sale, if you will. This time, for the first time since they've started manufacturing the tanks, the 60-gallon breeder tanks are included. I have to say, it's kind of tempting because the 60-gallon breeder tanks are normally $200. Now they're $100. I halfway want to get one, but I kind of don't. Well, I mostly don't because of my budget. Paying $100 for a tank that really don't really bother me so much. But the fact that, so you see this stand here? I bought this for my LFS about 3 years ago, and this is a really nice stand. Okay, it was actually built by a guy who builds stands for all different LFS in my area. So if you go to like 3 or 4 different LFS, you'll see these same kind of design stands, different colors and shades and stuff. Well, anyways, to get a stand like that for a 75-gallon, the 75-gallon footprint, 60 breeder, it's really friggin' expensive. It's like probably close to $400. And I really don't feel like paying $400 for a friggin' stand. So if I wanted to get a 60 breeder tank, I'd have to find an alternative means to getting a stand. And this has always been my go-to for purchasing a stand, just because it's secure, it looks nice. The tank actually fits down in this little groove here. It doesn't sit right on top here, which is what I like, because it hides the bottom rim. As you can tell, you can't see that. So it's not the first stand I've had like this either by the person who makes these. I used to have it in my old 40 breeder. But yeah, I'm not really sure what to do. I guess I'm kind of looking into different prices for stands I could get online. I don't like the thought of getting a janky ass stand though. You can get one cheaper made out of particle board, but those suck. I'm not really a fan of them. My father-in-law, if I bought the supplies, he could probably build a stand for me. He said it'd probably cost a couple $100 for labor, or not labor. I'm sorry, the materials for the wood. But I don't know. I'm gonna keep looking, see what I can find. If I can find anything, then I'll kind of weigh it, whether it'd be worth it or not to try to get a 60 breeder. In actuality, for another $30 more, you can get a 75-gallon. But as many of you know, I'm not a fan of taller tanks. So I don't really want a 75-gallon, as cool as it would be. I don't like tanks personally past like 16 inches anymore. And really, in actuality, I prefer tanks like this height. Maybe a little bit taller. I actually set up a tank recently for my dad, a 10-gallon tank. They ordered everything I needed for it. I went kind of a more budget route, so I got a metal stand from Petco, white sand. I got the new Phoenix Stingray 2 fixture for it, a 20-inch version. It's really bright. Kind of makes me jealous, because I kind of wish I could have one for this tank. It was only $50 though. Still pretty expensive for a 20-inch light. Yeah, I set up the tank for him because he's been retired for 3 years now. He's kind of dealing with some bouts of depression and sadly dementia. So I set it up for him as a surprise, kind of a gift. You know, I wanted to try to give him a little bit of joy. So, but I set it up with a few of my plants. You know, I took out a few of the plants here, like you can see here in this corner. I took out some of the Rotella, took out a few random crypts. Nothing too crazy. But yeah, I'm kind of jealous because when I got the tank all set up, it actually looked pretty cool. You know, it was black silicone 10-gallon Marineland tank. I can't talk. Yeah, but it just kind of felt good when I was putting stuff in the tank. I was like, oh man, this is so easy to do the maintenance and you know, or not maintenance or whatever, to do anything in the tank, because it was only a 10-gallon. I didn't have to get my arms all soaking wet. So I remember those days were trying to reach in the tank. You get your armpit soaking wet. You get your shirt wet. I don't miss those, honestly. The only thing I can say I can miss about having a taller tank is I like 55-gallon tanks. I think they're the perfect size for if you want a display tank and you want a tank that's you know, pretty big. Let's face it, it's a 55-gallon tank. It's pretty big, but not too big. If that makes any sense. It's not like overwhelmingly big. I think it's like just right. Between 40 and 55 gallons, somewhere in there, to me, is a good size. You know, just right size. So, I even thought maybe I should go and pick up a 55-gallon tank, but that's kind of neither here or there. The only thing that would kind of concern me about a 55-gallon tank, you know, beyond that, the thing I mentioned about maintenance, getting your arm wet and all that crap, is I don't know if I'd be able to I don't know if I'd be able to grow the plants or not. I'd probably have to get a new light fixture, and even then, who knows? I don't know. This is the only tank I've ever been able to grow plants in, and I really think it has something to do with the fact that, number one, my substrate, you know, crib C sand, and two, the fact that the tank is so short. So I'm not really in a super huge hurry to go out and get another superly tall, ridiculous tank. So yeah, I gotta go to bed because I gotta get up early. Alright, I'm out.